Hey everybody, PJ back with another video for Exotic Car Hacks. And no, today we are not doing another car unveil, but soon, so stay tuned. What we are talking about today is accountability. Accountability to my word. That's right, I'm holding myself accountable today. Now, what we're going to do is in April 2021, I predicted 5 cars that would continuously go up leading up to the next 12 months. I got on here, and here's a clip of the video. You can clearly go back and watch my investment car predictions of 21 and what cars you needed to be buying at all levels of the game if you wanted a good ROI on your money. So today we're going to hold me accountable to that, and we are going to take a look at these 5 cars and really understand what has happened in the market since. And so we're going to go in order of the ones that I basically mentioned in this previous video I just showed you, and we're going to discuss what happened in the market. Did they go up? Did they stay the same? Did they lose money? Or were they all good? But before we get on, don't forget, if you like this type of content, make sure you like, subscribe, and of course turn on notifications. And more importantly, there's a link in the description that allows you to understand how to not only just invest in cars, but get in and out of exotic cars without losing any money. I know it sounds too good to be true, but we've been doing it for like almost 20 years now, and 16,000 other people are doing it in my community, and they're having a lot of success with it, and you may not have joined yet. So that training is free, and at least it'll teach you what you don't know about the car industry. That will teach you what you need to know about actually joining our community and learning how to do that. So let's get straight into these cars. The first car we're looking at is the 2008 GT2. Now, I specifically sat there and said that the 2008 GT2 would go up because, one, it was the last manual GT2, and also, and no, I'm not referring to the RS that came right after that, which was also manual, but remember and don't forget that the RS was a much more limited car and has already had peaked. So I mentioned the 2008 GT2 as an underdog in the game and one that would go up. At the time we looked at that, you could have bought a GT2 anywhere from 160 to 170, depending on mileage and of course condition. Very few were on the markets, which was one of the indicators that told me to tell you that this was going to go up. And today, the 2008 GT2 in good shape is now sold anywhere from $220,000, you ready for this, to all the way up to $260,000, which means that if about 12 or should I say 9 months ago, you would have decided to pull the trigger, you could perhaps be in a position today to have made $100,000 on your investment and yet have driven probably what would be one of the coolest last 6-speed Porsches left on the market. So I would definitely still urge then to have bought the car, and I still urge you today to still consider that car if you can find one in the low 200s and hang on to it for quite some time, because you will do quite well. But remember, a new video will come out with the actual investment options for 2022. This is just my recap and holding myself accountable. The second car we'll look at is the SL 500 Silver Aero 2002. And I specifically, let me turn that off, I specifically said to people that the 2002 Silver Aero was one to look out for a couple of reasons. One, the collector market was getting on fire, especially for old Mercedes. Mercedes had done really well with their new cars, and I could kind of tell that the SL was going through a revamp in the coming year. So I knew that there would be more marketing and emphasis on the idea of a Mercedes SL. And the Silver Aero was the last great SL that really had collectability. Now, very few of them were on the market, but at the time I made my video, most of these cars were listed between 20 to 30,000 miles, and really $30,000 miles, $30,000, and the $30,000 ones were obviously better cars because they had lower mileage, were cleaner, were well kept. But recently, if you paid attention to Bring a Trailer, SL 500 Silver Aero 2002 sold for, you ready? Can I hear it? Can I hear it? $70,000. That's right. That is double the price of my original prediction back in 21, meaning that if you bought a car under $30,000, you could have literally doubled your money. So 2 for 2, I was right. Now the third car was the 2006 Aston Martin Vanquish S, specifically labeled the 06 because it was the last of the generation. If you listen to anything I always say, it's either the first or the last. Part of the reason why the P1 is significantly worth more money than the Senna, because it was the first, not, and the Senna is not the last. Now, however, the Vanquish S the 2006 Vanquish S, is one that I still have on my list today and is one that really didn't move that much. So I wasn't necessarily wrong, I just wasn't right yet. There's still a couple of months left to see that motion, but for now you can still, back then you could have bought an Aston Martin Vanquish S in pretty good condition under $70,000, and I still believe that to be true today, to be able to find a 2006 Vanquish S in good shape for under $70,000. And while a ton of dealers are asking insane numbers, that is what the car is bringing today. So my third pick is basically a flat out, no up, no down kind of pick. So as they say, if you lost time, then you obviously lost money. And so the Vanquish S has not yet gone up. So my third prediction was not dead on in terms of timing. Now, my fourth prediction was to go after the 360 Modena 6-speed market. Now, specifically said that market over the 430 because the 430 market had shot up from 170 to 230, and I knew that the 360 market would start to follow. And we did see this in 21. We saw a lot of the 6-speed Ferraris wiped off the list. Like all the 355s are gone and they're to the roof now, like in almost the 200K range for the right 6-speed coupe. And the same happened to the 360 that went from back then being able to be bought for $90,000 as high as $100,000 if the car was really clean. And today, you ready for this? A clean 360 Modena coupe 6-speed with low miles. You ready? $140,000, which is basically a 40% increase in price over the last 9 months. So I was also correct on that particular one. So right now we're at 3 out of 4. And the final and my best prediction, I would say, of 21, which was a market that very few people were paying attention to, and I said that market is going to shoot up and is going to keep going up even past what it's at today, is the Mercedes SLS. I specifically recommended looking for a very clean 12 as a bargain SLS coupe, or looking at a 13 and up as the GT that would be much more desirable if it was a 13 or 14. Now, this is the part that you're going to find hard to believe. A year ago, I was buying 14 GTs. You're ready for this? For $160,000 to $170,000. And you're ready for today? Today, a 14 GT with low miles will sell for, ready? $320,000. That is almost a double your money on a 6-figure car in less than 9 months. Now, a lot of people would argue these predictions only came true because car markets are on fire, but that is highly inaccurate because the car market does not favor some of these older cars, and it has no real correlation on what is happening in the supply shortage. So while COVID does or has brought more interest into cars for people, these cars are cars that, as we teach in the hacking methodology, are not only immune to ups and downs, but ultimately make very good type of exotics to hack, because regardless of the cost, you're always going to have the market helping you as well. And so my final prediction, again, was the SLS coupe, and it has skyrocketed. And even today, I recommend to all of my members and to all of you guys out there to buy 13 and 14 SLS GT coupes, because they're just fantastic cars. And secondly, they're gull-wing. And remember that there are no other SLSs. While they are AMG GTs, they're certainly a different car and do not count under the same umbrella. So those are my predictions. 4 out of 5 dead on, huge wins. Those of you that followed my best investment cars of 21 did really well, and I'm sure you made a lot of money. You're very welcome. And those of you that did not, well, start believing, because this is a daily recurrence in our community, and I'm sharing it with you guys here on YouTube as well, just for you guys to kind of catch up and be in the know of what's going on. But we'll look out for my next video, where I'm going to share with you my top 5 predictions of 2022 and what cars you need to be looking at if you are going to be investing in exotic cars this year, especially with some of my predictions around the market adjusting midway through the year. So we'll see if I'm right or not in that. But remember, again, I hold myself accountable, and I was right 4 out of 5 of these investments, and I wasn't really wrong in the last one, just timed it too early. So we'll follow up and see if that goes up in the next 6 months as well. So I hope you like this video. If you want more content like this, again, like, turn on notifications, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, because this is going to lead to my next video for 22. What are the best cars you think that are going to pick up in 2022 and provide these kind of returns, but this year on, knowing there's some kind of correction coming. You tell me in the comments, what is the one car you think I should be looking at as a 2022 investment and why? I'll catch you next time on another Exotic Car Hacks video.